All right, we're a go.
Still here.
All right, looks like we are live.
Yeah.
Yes, I have mac and cheese because I'm hungry. So, sorry, we're kind of rushing because I literally just got home from work and
I literally just got done eating.
yeah, I made mac and cheese the other day, so now I'm eating the reheated. Don't judge us, okay?
Yeah, and fair warning, guys, if you hear me cough, it's because I'm sick currently.
Yeah. All right. Should probably get on with the introduction. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Films and Fandoms with Kaylee. Sorry, I was looking at the Twitter stream there. I'm once again joined by Alex.
Hi! Again.
This is going to be a mess, but to be honest,
It's been
fitting.
a while. Okay, so little side note before we get into this. My mom asked me if because I'm feeling kind of under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell our listeners. Yeah, I got COVID. At work, and my mom's like, "Do you want anything from the store?" I'm like, immediately for some unknown reason. I don't know why the hell.
Yeah, look, or just
orange soda.
For you guys to know, we are not in the same. Oh, freaking orange soda.
Yep. I was in the mood for it. I'm like, can you give me some orange soda?
But just so you guys know, we are not even in the same state, so we're okay.
Yep.
Which I guess is one nice thing about living in different states and doing things virtual is you don't have to worry about like contact,
getting sick and stuff. And by the way, Kaylee, you were doing the Elliot hair messing with the hair thing that Christian does.
Well, I bought these earbuds because those headphones I usually wear, they hurt my ears.
Yeah, that's why
after
I wear
a while, so
Bluetooth.
So I bought these. The store I work at had them on sale. So after I was done with my shift, I picked up a few things. These being one of them.
Yeah, my I don't know if you can see, but look at my ceiling. Yeah, that was the picture that I sent you. My boyfriend bought me that.
Oh,
and it plays
yeah.
it plays music and stuff like
it's like a noisemaker, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nightlight and also a noisemaker, and it has like a campfire setting. I had that on last night and it was so calming.
Yeah,
I passed out at 7:00.
Oh my god.
That's early for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, my boss actually called me today to check in on me and to see how I was doing. I'm like, I feel like crap.
That's nice.
But other than that, I'm doing
It's
alright.
nice that they called in to check on you.
Yeah, she my boss / supervisor called me and I was like, oh, I missed a call from her because I had my phone on vibrate because I didn't want to deal with people as much. And so yeah, she called me and she's like, how you doing, Alex? I'm like, I feel like crap, but other than that, I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. She's like, well, good. And she told me that when I have 4 shifts off because I'm sick, and then on the 4th shift, when I go in to test again, if I could come back to work then, but there's still a chance I could test positive still. After being a week. But yeah, it's not
hope you feel better.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm not running a fever right now. I'm actually cold. It's why I'm wearing
cold.
A sweatshirt. Yeah.
Well, it's 70. What is it? 76 outside. We're at 76 degrees Fahrenheit right now, where I am at.
It's 79 here.
I got my fan going.
Yeah, well, I
Alright, we
have
should-
my fan going too. But yeah, this is one of my favorite episodes just because of
Yes.
how goofy it is.
So let's get into the episode first off. So
Sorry for the rambling. You can tell
Sorry.
it's been a while.
it's been a while and it's been a bit of a week. All right. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Films and Fandoms with Kaylee. So this episode we are going to be talking about Almost Paradise. The episode Unbecalming. Now, before I get into this episode, I would like to thank our parent company, NAFCO.org, our electrical consultant / sponsor, West PA Systems. And you could also look at my acting page at KayleeSantelActing.com. So, as I said, today we're going to be talking about Almost Paradise, Season 1, Episode 5, Unbecalming, or as I'd like to call it, Alex's horrible, no good, very bad day. Because this poor boy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's true. Poor Alex. Bad for him.
Man,
Whoever has his lucky
somebody
horseshoe
needs to get that
back.
boy a vacation.
Yeah, whoever stole his lucky horseshoe needs to give it back.
Yes. Mm. Yeah,
Give him all the good luck
somebody
charms.
needs to steal Alex some luck.
Oh, we know a crew for that.
I know we do. One, you might be Alex's twin. Oh god. Okay, so basically,
man, that was fucking hilarious. Oh my goodness.
oh, I get. Yeah, I'm a bit tired. So
That's gonna be a running joke between us for who knows how long.
it is. So the summary for this episode is: when a typhoon hits Cebu, Alex discovers he has more than a storm to worry about as his friends are taken hostage inside the police station along with an enemy. The director for this episode is Milan Todorovic. The writers for this episode are Kerry Glover and Eddie Quintana.
Kerry. I love her.
Kerry. She was freaking fantastic.
Oh my gosh. I want to mention the Facebook Live, but yeah. She actually, after each episode, they have a Facebook Live where like I could watch it and then I would be watching it. Like I would record it and then I would watch the Facebook Live as I'm watching the episode. And I asked a question to Kerry and she answered it to me and she like said my username on Facebook and I'm like, did that just happen? And it's happened several times. Once with Art and then once with Dean previously, and then the song request on another episode.
Yeah, which we'll get into that when we get into
Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7,
yeah. This episode.
Yes, because this is episode 5, so we're halfway through the season. It's kind of like the second half of the season where things start getting kind of interesting in terms of story.
Yeah, it's like they decided to ramp up the adrenaline gas on the last half of the season. This one's kind of the pivotal point a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until rewatching it. This is the kind of like the climax builder. It's about to shift.
It is kind of.
We can feel it.
Yeah.
And I rewatching it after a year of not watching it.
Yeah.
And actually like paying attention to it, and I was like breaking it down, and I'm like, this is like the pivotal point. This is the building point, the one turning point for the climax, and then the next episode is the climax, and then everything just goes downhill from there. And
yeah, it kind of does.
In a way, yeah. This next episode is going to be insane, but this one was like,
this is insane because it kind of like is nonstop.
Yeah, it has a little bit of what the hell, and then also a little bit of mindfuckery.
Oh yeah.
And that's one note that I didn't write down, but I should have. You know what part I'm talking about, don't you?
I bet, yeah. Yeah, so let's get into this episode. So first, we see Alex is doing a bit of a weapons deal
Yeah, we
for
find out that
this
it's like
man we learn is El Diablo. He is being
Yeah.
played by Brian Igenman. I think that's how you say his name. But Alex has on a freaking Russian accent.
CK. What the hell with the accents,
And
man?
what
Good
is
Lord.
up with CK in accents, man?
He can't do it very well. I'm sorry, buddy, but you can't. I'm sorry.
It kind of
Look
adds
at
to the
Oklahoma.
whole Alex is a smart dumbass.
True. He doesn't have the
But
sense that God gave dirt, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. But what's funny is in the Facebook Live, Christian was saying how like the director for this episode is Serbian. Milan Todorovic is Serbian, which is different from Russian. So, but every time like CK would do like the Russian accent, which is kind of based on Milan's, he wanted to slip back into his Spanish accent, the Antonio Banderas Puss in Boots accent. He literally quote that to quote him. That is what he said. He based that accent off of.
I know.
What was it? He said.
Oh my gosh.
He did like the accent because in the Facebook Live he said like the accent. He was like not like a language of love and making love to everyone or something like that. I might be mixing multiple things up. I don't know.
No, it was something to that. Yeah, it was something to that effect.
It was something to that effect.
Yeah. What I noticed was the look on Art's face.
Mm.
He had
Speaking
a smirk.
of art.
Speaking of art. Smirk. Oh man.
Speaking of art, he gets some very interesting moments in this episode.
Bob was badass in this episode.
He was.
Oh man.
Continuing on, so Alex says we bring back avocado.
I have that written down. I was like, safe word. Freaking avocado. What the hell?
So if Elliot's safe word is Winnebago, does that mean Alex's is avocado?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh my god, that was way more amusing. That was way more amusing in my head. Sorry,
you broke me.
Look, I'm tired.
I'm mad at you now.
My filter's gone. All right, my filter's gone.
Don't make me do the thing. After we're done here, I will do the thing if you don't behave.
Dude. Carrying on. But Alex,
I am so tired. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Alex has a nice disarmament of the machine gun, and he's kind of proud as he walks away. Then you see him back at his gift shop.
But yeah, a little quick side note that the move that he did, that was a Kali move where he hit the gun away and then grabbed it. That was a Kali move, and it took me a little bit to actually move. Yeah, I actually looked up Kali and I've watched some of the fighting styles, and I've got some Krav Maga videos that my DVDs that my boyfriend gave me, so I haven't watched it. But it's a mix of styles a little bit. It's like the blocking of the weapon because he like brings it up and blocks it with his hand, and then turns his hand ever so slightly and grabs the gun and forces it down and then pulls it to him. Basically, when you do that, you force the center of gravity of their arm down and then you pull them to you basically to pull the gun away. and that is a Kali move, but it's usually done with like sticks, like a pull cue or something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
say one thing I
But
think I
and
do remember.
You can do it. Yeah, and you can
reading
do
about
it with
Kali's
weapons
sticks.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he because Kali is mainly blocking and striking, but
Yeah.
with closed hands or with like something like a pull cue, and it
Yeah.
can be applied with weapons too.
Yeah, in this case, a machine gun.
He used it, and you can see it the way that he was stepping and moving. He incorporated that into Alex's fighting style, which is really, really impressive. But
yeah,
also kind of hilarious with the freaking accent.
It is. And then,
oh man,
so we see Alex's head gift shop, and it's storming, like gray clouds, storms rolling in.
Yeah.
Storms are brewing, literally and figuratively. Right. But then, like, Corey comes in, he talks about this snow globe. And it's like, well, anybody buy you? Nobody gets irony anymore.
Yeah, he's talking to an inanimate object, which is freaking hilarious.
It is.
And then Corey barges in, like,
yeah, Corey comes in and she's wanting paid because rent's due today and she doesn't want Alex late. And Alex, he got cocky.
I know.
He got cocky because he like has his check in his hand. He's just like, there you go, paid in full. And Corey
he had like an envelope full of like
envelope.
cash. Yeah, he had an envelope full of cash because it was like
he had an envelope full of cash.
And it's just like he leans over, grabs it, doesn't even look
Gives
at her.
it to Corey.
Hands it to her. He's like, here, it's all there.
And she's happy.
She like completely dumbfounded at first and looked down at the envelope and looked back up at Alex. And I'm like, I'm half expecting her to break character at this point. But she's like, oh, thank you. And it's like, gets all happy. And he's like, okay then.
And because she's like,
what?
Who are you and what did you do to Alex?
Exactly.
And he's like, no.
You're not doing that to me today. I'm having a good day. Don't mess with me.
Bad guys lost, good guys won. I don't know anybody money.
And she kind of smiled at that, which was freaking hilarious. But that goes to show you the actress who plays her and Christian's relationship at that point was a friendship.
Yeah, because he was saying how they were like in the Facebook Live. He was talking about how they're like friends, which made like the bantering a lot easier.
Yep,
because they are friends, so they cannot take it seriously.
Like, yeah, she said that she was like, it was so much fun to like bicker back and forth with him, and you can see CK was like cracking up. He's like, yeah, I think you enjoyed it a little bit too much. But when her eyes went up, that right there was very Parker-esque.
Money.
Yep.
Well,
I saw what you did there, Dean.
Money is interesting, and we'll talk about that. Or no, I did mention this when we talked about the homecoming job episode. When she's with the PayPal cash.
Yeah. Her back's against it, and she's like excited. That's freaking hilarious.
She's like freaking laugh, man. Alright, so continuing on. So as Corey leaves, she's saying that Alex has work to do, and I was like, what? No, I don't. And she's like, and she reveals that a Baguio?
Yeah.
Bagyo.
Which is Filipino for storm.
Or typhoon.
It's a tropical storm. Basically, that's what it is.
It's because Alex doesn't speak Filipino, he doesn't know what it means.
He's like,
what do you mean?
Like, what do you mean?
Bagyo.
And she's like,
wait,
you need to like
Bagyo or Bagyo?
I can't remember how she said it, but it basically translates to storm.
Yeah,
something like that.
But then Alex's roof starts leaking.
Yep. And he immediately looks up and he's like,
Yeah.
he gave the roof an Elliot stare.
He did. And yeah, then he like gets a book and puts it on.
Yep, he's like, oh, not again, you stupid shop.
And so then at the
See it in his eyes. He was annoyed.
Yeah. So we cut to the police station where Kai and Ernesto are watching as the State Department guy, Lockhart. He was played by John Story, who is a friend of Dean Devlin's. And I'll talk more about that because I have some like final notes related to that.
Yeah, he did a really good job, by the
He
way,
did.
of his character. But yeah, it's like, and then well, they're like taking care of like boxes of paperwork and stuff, basically, right?
Yeah,
When
they're
they're in the
basically
police station,
taking care of the paperwork, but then like
yeah.
you see Lockhart go home and Ernesto's like telling Kai like we have to tell Alex, and Kai's like no, like we can't tell him, like and Ernesto's like he's never
He'll
gonna
flip.
trust us again.
Yeah, he's like, we
Because
kept
like
this from him. He's going to hate us.
Yeah,
Because
because
was
like this is above our pay grade. Like there's nothing like we can't get involved and there's nothing he can do about it anyways. So
yeah. Well, technically that's not true because he's technically still a former agent. He could still he could do something. He still got clearance a little
I'm
bit.
thinking though what
Getting...
Kai means by like Alex can't do anything is because he doesn't have enough pull to be able to like stop
kind of
the transfer.
yeah. And we find out who they're transferring. It's a bad man.
Mm-hmm.
So I like this too because it's like this was like a job between jobs, basically.
It is kind of a job in between jobs, yeah.
And that also applies to leverage too, because like we've seen that and it's freaking hilarious. But I love that writing style. It's like, so in my mind, I'm thinking, I want to know what happened. Like
in media, right?
What?
I think is what it's called.
Happened? Yeah, it's like, what happened there? Like, that's what my mind was going to. But then I'm like, I'm more concerned with what Alex is gonna do when he finds out.
Yeah, because next cut to Alex trying to catch the dripping like water from his leaking roof, and his phone ringing, or the shop phone ringing. Alex answers the phone, and it's Ernesto telling Alex is like State Department, like that the State Department is taking El Diablo, and Alex gets pissed, like slams the phone down, grabs like a vest over jacket thing. No, but runs out the door. But his monitor has yet to go off, though the subtitles say it does.
We don't hear it.
Yes. And Dean Devlin also says that the monitor never went off because was an observation. Throughout this whole episode, Alex's monitor doesn't go off at all. And I have thoughts on that. You good?
1 second.
Okay. Yeah, I have some thoughts relating to Alex, to the monitor not going off. This whole episode. And I'm going to keep it in my mac and cheese till Alex gets back. Are you good? All right. So You see Alex like heading into the gift shop or heading to the police station, sorry. And the storm's like already like it's been what, maybe an hour
Yeah.
less?
Yep.
It's been like an hour less and the storm's already gotten so much worse.
Like that.
Yeah. Like the wind, you could hear the wind's picking up and it's starting to rain heavier and Alex is soaked from the rain. And like the cops are boarding up windows indoors. They're like getting stuff, putting stuff away, transferring stuff. Or sorry, your TV is like really loud. TV's like sorry, it was like really loud. Alright, so then and Alex, first person Alex is trying to find is Ocampo.
And he's like yelling for
Ocampo!
him.
Like where is he? Where's
Come out
he?
here.
Ocampo! Promise me, man. Because Alex is very he enunciates and talks with his hands.
Yeah.
So like
Kind
he
of,
finally finds
kind
a
of like a
combo. He's
certain
like
boy
pointing
we
at him
know.
like
CK does the same thing. He talks with his hands, and it's adorable.
yeah. But he's like pointing at like, you promised me, man. And like because the combo had apparently promised that like they wouldn't take El Diablo back to the United States, but Acampo's like we caught a bigger fish than we could chew. Like I didn't know about the State Department's interests
in him. Yeah.
in this.
They thought that they could handle it in house, but
Turns out they can't.
Mm-mm.
So, and Alex is like, this is exactly why I quit the DEA. And it's like, it's good people putting their asses on the line, and while the bad guys cut deals and go free. But then,
And
as Alex
that's little,
is,
that's a little bit of foreshadowing from to the next couple episodes of two episodes later. He basically says that the drug war is an unwinnable war. The veterans of the drug war don't get a homecoming parade or
that's what he said in the first episode.
Yeah, and that's connecting that again, and he's like
this is why like I quit. Like if he hadn't been forced out because of his injury,
quit. Yeah, he probably would have quit.
That was like why he quit.
Yeah, but
was because he was tired of good people putting their asses on the line.
Just to see those guys get out.
Bad guys cutting deals and going free.
Yep. And that's the same type of broken system that we deal with here.
Yeah.
And those who do like minor
like the problem
crimes,
never actually gets fixed because it doesn't actually solve the problem.
Yeah. It's like putting a Band-Aid over a bullet hole. Only temporary.
For like a second.
Yeah.
When in reality, gauze and stitches and
removing the object,
the bullet itself,
and then stitching, sewing it up.
But you can't put a Band-Aid on the bullet hole. Basically, it's the analogy we're trying to go with here.
That's what the system is, and that's relevant to today. It's more relevant now, and that I can see where Dean like drew inspiration from was from the system of today, which is sad.
Yeah, I always found it interesting that he chose to go the route. Like he could have easily Because I think when Dean was talking about how like he originally came up with this idea, he was gonna have like ex CIA, like he's gonna have Alex be ex CIA or something like that. So I always found it interesting that Dean chose to make Alex ex DEA
Yeah.
because
And
that's
the
not often
funny
something you
funny
see
thing is, and
in this
also
type of show.
yeah, and also he came up with this brainchild back when CK was on the Librarians. It's like, I got a role in mine for you, but you're too young.
And see what's funny is I look at Alex and I kind of see both elements of Jake and Elliot.
True. Kind of meshed together a little bit. He's got Jake's humility, but
Mm-hmm.
Elliot's battle scars, basically.
But yeah,
The
but
trauma.
both sassy and sarcastic as hell.
I know. I know. And they're both dumbasses.
Yeah, they're both dumbass. Well, no, we discussed this. Jake is a smart ass dumbass. Alex is just a smart dumbass,
And then Elliot
and
is just a
Elliot's
dumbass.
just a dumbass. Though, admittingly, Alex is pretty. Uh, sorry, I was thinking back to the whole accents thing, and is in the episode, the wedding episode, where it's the wedding to die for, is the name of the episode.
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Oh, I'm gonna be talking about Sebastian, all right. Uh,
Oh, remember in Redemption?
oh, and he's the sous chef.
Mhm.
Where's the sous chef?
Oh, no, I was thinking more of the beekeeper, Hank,
I
from the Unwellness Job.
just rewatched that episode last night.
Ugh.
Uh,
I tried watching it, but I couldn't even get started in it. I was laughing so hard.
the fight. The fight.
With the thing. And then I broke it.
Oh, we're going to be talking about that thing when we get to that episode.
I'm already red-faced. Shame on you.
Because literally, we were talking about that fight yesterday, and I freaking said how, like, Elliot would know what that is. And you said that he probably hasn't seen it in that color. And I said,
Yep.
oh, sorry. See, this. I blame Dean.
Shame on you, Dean Devlin.
No, I blame Dean because, for all this. because it was through leverage we met.
Yep.
So it's his fault.
Yep, for the insanity.
So blame Dean. Yep. All right, continuing on. Sorry.
I just
So-
knew this was gonna be crazy.
Kat then comes in, and another cop, and they're she's escorting a bunch of drunk guys. And she's like, really? Day drinking and brawling when the Baguio is coming? Or Baguio is Baguio? Oh, Baguio is coming? Like, shame on you. And basically, she's like, take him to the basement, sober him up before the Baguio comes. And Lockhart comes out of the interrogation room. And Alex, you can see that Alex in the background is still yelling at a combo, but he's like bouncing. And like, like using his hands. Like
He's like a 3-year-old throwing a tantrum
he is throwing a
to his,
tantrum.
to his uncle. And his
Yeah,
parents are watching, like, disappointed.
yeah. Because then Alex like he sees Lockhart. He's like, "You." He points at him. Like, "You. This is not over. Hey, are you that State Department Yahoo?" It was funny as Alex walks past Ernesto. Ernesto's like, "Alex, don't hurt him."
And he says it so calmly, too. Like, don't do it.
Like Alex,
What? I told you. No.
Alex, I'm not arresting your ass for assault.
You can talk
Like,
to him, but don't hurt him.
like, don't hurt him.
Okay, that's
I know you want to.
true. That's
But
like,
don't. I'm not arresting you.
you know what that made me think of?
Hmm.
In my fic, when Mackenzie goes after the guy that's stalking her, and Conrad's
Mhm.
like, don't punch him, don't hurt him. You can interrogate him, but don't hurt him. And she's like, I can't make any promises. And then proceeds to beat the crap out of him for hurting
That's
her.
like sorry. That just reminded me of my fic. The Hitter's Girls Redemption, the final, or not the final chapter, but like the final chapter of season one. After when they go to confront Harry Wilson because Kyra thinks he betrayed her,
Evil
and
lawyer.
like before then, evil or it's fun. It like the beginning of the episode, I have like they kind of had Kyra like yelling at everyone that like she's gonna like kill Harry, basically, and then like she confronts him, and there's this moment where he like freezes and then he starts running, and I just have Kara yell, "Get your ass back here, Harry!" And then she shoves him up against the lockers, like,
That
"Give
had
me
me
one reason why I should freaking kill you right now."
that had me dying, by the way. I was dying of laughter. It's freaking hilarious. But yeah, I also had a moment in my fic where it was in my OG fic with Natasha and
Mm-hmm.
Elliot. They're going after the guy that had been hurting her, and
Mm-hmm.
it was Minnie Moreau.
Oh my god.
Her her cousin of sorts, basically.
Yeah.
And well, half brother actually, and she basically had him in a chokehold right here in his office, and Elliot's behind her. He's like, Wolfie, let her go, let him go. We can put him in jail. Let him go. Don't kill him. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, but babe, I want to. He hurt me. He threatened my family. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, babe, let him go. And she's like, all right, fine. She shoves him, and he falls on his butt. But yeah, that was in this moment. That's what I thought that Alex was gonna do, was do a shove moment where you just shove Ocampo against the wall and like just get really close and just say,
You know,
"How dare you?" and walk off.
it's kind of telling, to be honest, that we both write scenes involving somebody pushing somebody up against the wall.
Horse girl Elliot.
No!
Yes.
You know my feelings about that.
I had to. I'm sorry.
Mm-mm.
I had to. I had to.
No, that's
It
where it
popped in my
stems
mind.
from.
True.
Again, blame Dean.
Yep. Damn it, Dean.
That's it. Anyways, Alex walks over to Lockhart and is like, if you're gonna take my prisoner and cut him some sweetheart deal, you got another thing coming. Then Lockhart has an inhaler. So he takes a puff of his inhaler, and you can kind of see he's like shitting his pants just a tad.
He's got like a panic in his eyes. But
Yeah.
I didn't know what a sweetheart deal was, and that's actually a legit thing. I think it's a legit term.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember what it stems from.
Well, it's essentially like a deal that's like a really good deal. In this case, and probably get off on whatever charges they have him on. So
yeah, basically.
all right. Continuing on. So basically, then like Kai gets all like the Kai and the cop get all the guys in the drunk tank, and one guy's being gross to Kai, but she takes it in stride and is like, get them some coffee and see if you can sober them up.
Speaking of which, the fact that their holding cells are in the basement.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind for later.
Yes. So they're the drunk tank.
Yeah. No, it was their holding cell.
It was the holding cells. I called it a drunk tank in my notes.
But yeah, it's just their holding cell.
Yeah.
For drunkards and like misdemeanor people and all that. For stuff like that. Yeah.
But this poor front desk guy, he's got like 2 phones in front of him. He's answering both of them. And 2 women come in, one older, one younger. And they're trying to talk to him, but he's busy, understandably. So they just go inside the bullpen. But Ernesto sees them and goes over to see if he can help because they're still being ignored, which they're preparing for a storm. So
yeah, they have other things on their mind.
Yeah.
They've got other things on their mind, which, yeah, I get it.
But Ernesto goes up, and the younger woman is named Sampaguita.
And she's actually quite pretty.
She is. But she's played by Chanel Torre, and her grandmother, Lola, who's played by Beverly Salviejo.
Oh, that was my grandma's name, Beverly.
It was Lola. Oh.
Cute.
Yeah, but Sampaguita reveals she's a community organizer for this from the barangays near Maribago. And like Ernesto gets some info about Ernesto and that he is from Maribago.
Yeah, that was his hometown.
Growing up. Sort of his hometown. But then Lola gets kind of snippy because like the people there need help. But and she kind of leaves, and it's like, I'm sorry, we've been calling everywhere, like trying to help, like get help for the family, to getting families to shelters. And this is like, let me take you to the chief and see what I can do.
He at least tried to help.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. So
then in the interrogation room, Alex is arguing with Lockhart over the fact that El Diablo can't leave because he's going to cut this to a parking ticket. Lockhart gets a little bit pissy here. This is like, I appreciate your assistance, Agent Walker.
He basically
and Alex is like, I don't recall assisting anyone anything.
True. He's like, we basically did the whole damn thing. You just stepped in.
Yeah, you stepped in to sign your name on the paperwork.
True. And, well, Lockhart, he angered me so much.
Yeah, because he was like, I assure you.
He did the word version of that.
Go away.
Yeah, that hand gesture. And I'm like, I have a hand gesture for you, bud.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my Elliot coming out. I was so mad.
And then Lockhart's like,
where's my taser?
Yeah, and Lockhart's like, I assure you, El Diablo will be prosecuted. And Alex is like, I assure you, I am not assured.
I have that written down. That was freaking hilarious.
It is kind of hilarious. And so then Lockhart's like, yes, we cut El Diablo a deal some years ago because some Yahoo in the field made a mistake, which pisses Alex off. Because he's like, you know nothing to be in the field, and sometimes following my protocols what gets you killed. And Lockhart's like, yeah, sometimes protocol gets you, sometimes not following, sometimes not following protocol gets your prisoner release. No, I don't like it either, but the law applies to us the same as them, and even if it makes our job harder. Which, I mean, there's kind of a point there.
Yeah. After he
Like,
said
no
that,
one's above the law.
true. Even
But,
the
like,
government agents and stuff, it's like, but
see
then
Alex's point, too.
how do government agents who are breaking the law get off with like minimal time instead of actually serving a full prison sentence or minimum of 10 years or something like that? That's where he's wrong.
Yeah, well, this is the case where kind of both are correct in a way.
Yeah.
Because Alex being like,
it's two sides to the same coin.
It is.
Basically. And I put the DEA guy, which is the guy that Alex is talking to. I was like, I don't like him.
State Department, yeah.
I don't like him. He's evil. I don't like him at all. There was an immediate red flag with him, and then I could just tell there was something off. And we'll see why.
Yeah. So we go to a Compa's office, and he's kind of rude to Samantha, saying like our resources are stretched thin enough, but he's playing with the bomb diffuser robot. And Samantha like straight up calls him out on it.
She's like,
what is that you're playing with there? And he's like, state of the art bomb diffusal robot. And she's like, how many of your resources did that buy? You can kind of see the moment where he looks up like, shit.
Yeah, he's like, it was a mix between crap and also, excuse me, what? What did you say?
Wait, I swear, did Ernesto like crack a bit of a smirk at that?
He did. Because she was blunt with him.
She was.
Ocampo, and I'm like, and I immediately thought, ooh, I like this girl.
I like her too.
Awesome. She's awesome.
I like her too.
I was like, can I be her when I grow up?
Yeah. But anyways, they leave the office, and
she's not afraid to speak her mind. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, but as they leave, Ernesto tells him like he has some family in Maribago, and it's like I can reach out to them for help. Like the grandmother, but Lola is like still pissed. Ernesto's like, my cousin's a truck driver. He can grab some people from the shelter before the Baguio. Or Baguio. I'm going to end up saying it both ways, so I apologize in advance. But then Alex comes in.
Yeah, before the storm hits.
Yeah, basically before the storm hits. And Alex is like, hey, that word. Like, there's that word again. What does it mean? And this is like a typhoon, a big one, and it's basically, it's coming to Cebu. But then you see, like, it clicks for Alex. He's like, shit, my gift shop. Like, that's what Corey meant. And then he's like, I had to go back. It's going to blow away. Then he goes to leave. Then he comes back and it's like, guys.
He says the thing.
Guys, I need a ride.
No, but before he like storms off and then comes back, what does he say to Ernesto? He says, damn it, man.
Oh, yeah. Because they, like, the two women, there's Sampiquita, Lola, and Ernesto all look at him like we're all busy, dude. Like, Ernesto at least is like, damn it, man. But it's such a disappointed.
I I was expecting either a David Hardison or a David Parker.
Oh, I want season 2 of Redemption to drop so I can get my damn it Hardison fix.
I'm rewatching the OG Leverage just so I can get the David Hardison. And then also
I
Redemption
can't
2.
wait to get to the first episode that has that in it. I think it's second David job, but I don't know.
Yep. Second David job.
Yeah.
And which one of those David jobs do we meet Quinn?
First.
We get a Tombstone reference.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them.
Mm-hmm. Not that episode.
It's in The Last Damn Job.
Mm-hmm. So Miss Alex goes outside.
I love that episode, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was so close to being an Elliot line, but it was not, and I was kind of disappointed.
And he was like, damn it. Like his voice went up a bit too.
It cracked. His voice cracked.
Like, I trusted you, man. Like, you're my friend. And you ain't giving me a ride. Damn it. But then, like, we see Alex go outside, and it's so much worse outside. Like, rain's pounding, wind's howling even more, like, started to, like, rip shingles off the roof.
And people are boarding up the police station.
Police station still. And Alex's exit is cut, or, like, the way he came out gets shut, which is important. But then this is the part where shit hits the fan, as they say, because the cop that Kai sent for coffee comes back to like give these drunk guys the coffee, and they take his keys and grab his weapon, and like they force him to take him to the weapons room.
They basically forced him to the ground and then took his weapon from him.
Or they forced him, like, or they had him against the.
Yeah, they pinned him.
They pinned him against the door, or the bars.
Yeah, to where he couldn't pull away.
And, yeah. And Alex gets a ride.
It made me hate those thugs even more.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to throat punch them, each and every one of them.
Yeah, and then the guys end up, or the drunk guys end up getting the machine guns. But
crap.
And then we see Alex's ride doesn't take him very far because the driver can't see, and ends up leaving, taking the keys with him.
Yep.
Which I want to keep in mind, or make a note, that Alex is an Okie boy who probably lives in Tornado Alley.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Which kind of makes this make sense, because, like, Midwest people don't take tornadoes seriously. But, like, they do and don't.
That's not necessarily true. A tornado warning, however, we don't take seriously, but a tornado watch, we do.
Yeah.
Because I am a Midwestern girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, if it's more severe than
but, like,
warning,
I could see Alex, because Alex is like, it's fine. Like, I gotta get to my gift shop.
Like, how bad could this storm actually be?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, you poor naive Okie boy.
Yeah, but then he realizes that, like, the driver took the keys with him. And he's like, he took the keys? David, driver person. David, driver person. And has to leave. So then at the bullpen, Sampaguita is like, I can't, like, reach anyone back home. And like Kerry didn't want to get a ride back, and Ernest is like, when shift ends soon, I'll give you a ride. And so get to tries to climb below this, and Ernest assures her it's fine, and his cousin's taking his truck to the community center, and he's gonna load up people and take them to the shelter. Then freaking Lola, it's like, you're a good man, Simpliquita. This is the kind of man that you should marry. Simpliquita gets so flustered. Her eyes
I
get
know, and it
wide.
was so
She is
cute.
embarrassed.
That was adorable.
And Ernesto just kind of smiles. But
He's
he
like, I've
gets
heard,
his flirt on.
yeah, but he's like, I've heard this kind of before, basically, is what his
The
actions
kind of,
say.
yeah. But like, he
That's
gets his flirt
adorable.
on a little, and it's like, so you're not involved with anyone? And she's still wide eyed, like, oh my freaking god.
It's like, the poor girl's speechless at this point.
Yeah. Which, we talk about Alex being smooth as hell with that. Like, I wasn't talking about the moonlight. Like, we talk about
Ernesto, man,
Alex being Ernesto, man.
damn, I was
Silent
impressed.
Bob got game. Silent,
I was
Silent Bob's
impressed.
got game.
It's like,
No.
exactly, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, damn, Silent Bob's got some moves on him. Like, damn,
He's been
where'd he learn
holding
that?
out on us.
It's like, where in the hell did he learn that?
I'm sorry, I need to get more to drink. I need to get more to drink. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. You were muted.
I was muted. I am sorry. Oh my god. Backing up a bit. Sorry. All right, let's get going. So basically, Lockhart tells Acampo that El Diablo needs to be transported, so they go into the elevator, and Kai and Ernesto go with them. And the ward that's like boarding up the front door gets blown out, so the poor front desk cop has to try and board it back up. Then Alex comes back and he's trying to find his way to the police station, but the cop's busy, not paying attention, so Alex is just kind of slamming on. So he goes to find another exit, basically.
Yeah. He's like basically borderline panicking at this moment.
It's because like I'm guessing he can't really walk to the gift shop. So the only choice he has left is to go back to the police station.
Yep.
And I'm assuming his plan is to just get back into the police station, hold up there, and pray
Until it
his
dies down.
to get ruined.
Yeah. Until it dies down enough that he can go back and check to see what's going on with his gift shop.
Yeah. But anyway, but continuing on. So Campo, Lockhart, Kai, Ernesto, and El Diablo all get out the elevator, go into the lobby. Ernesto tells Sapaquita and Lola that he'll drive them home after this prisoner transfer. But Sapaquita tries to decline, but Ernesto's like, I've driven through worse. And then Lola's like, tells Sapaquita that it would be rude to not accept, and they get to know each other better. Poor Sapaquita is so embarrassed.
I know. Which is freaking hilarious.
Ernesto kind of takes it lightly and is like, oh, I think your grandmother has a crush on me.
That was funny.
Sapaquita's like, she's been trying to marry off since I was 16. And Sapaquita says she's been trying to marry me off since I was 16.
Mel's got COVID.
Ernesto's like,
You've got COVID.
well, I'm glad she's failed so far.
Chris and Aunt Lee have COVID.
What?
All at the same time.
What? Alex?
Yeah, 3 of my relatives have COVID,
Oh, no.
including me. That's 4 people.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So, y'all okay so far? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had it for a few days, but yeah, 2 of my aunts and my uncle have it, so.
Wow. Jeez. Continuing on, Ernesto gets his flirt on again. Is like, well, I'm glad she's failed so far. So Lockhart then reveals that the transport van can't get in because the storm has grounded all the aircraft. And Alex manages to like peel a bit of the board away, so he sees like this small window.
Yeah, and you can kind of see into
the lobby, and he's like trying to bang.
Yeah. Trying to get
It's
attention
like
of the storm so loud.
Yeah. He's basically trying to be like, hey, like, let me in. But then, like, they're all talking about, like, where to put El Diablo until transport arrives. So they go back to the elevator to take him to the holding cells.
It's in the basement.
In the basement, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So this is where shit really hits the fan. because
This is where the dynamite blows up.
because Alex he's still like trying to bang on the glass to like get their attention. But go to the elevator. Elevator opens up. Those drunk guys from earlier are in the elevator with machine guns. Push a combo out of the way using the cop they have as hostage. They start firing, shooting the front desk cop. Noso hides Sambagita and Lola and goes to return fire. But he gets shot.
In the shoulder, mind you.
And Alex is like, no. Yeah. But he's like, no. He's screaming. He's banging on the glass. Like, this is like the moment. Like, Alex, like, you think he had a bad day, but now he's having like a really shitty day.
Yeah. This is the no good, very bad day for him now.
Yeah. It went from like no good to really bad.
Like,
But there's like a moment when Kai tries running to Ernesto, but she has to stop because a gun gets drawn on her. But so
she kind of
Art was saying in the
I loved her. I loved her reaction to it. She did one of these. She froze, but then looked over her shoulder, and she had like this death glare in her eyes.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell? So I pulled
yeah,
it on
that
me.
was well, it was kind of in between a go to hell and a go fuck yourself.
True. With the little mix of, I'm about to kill someone.
Like, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Yep.
So, in the Facebook Live, Acuña was saying how he did like a little spin after he got shot because like the impact of the bullet would like spin you.
Yeah.
So I have in all caps in my notes. This is what my note says. Freaking Art Acuña is spinning because the bullet hit him when Mythbusters proved the bullet wouldn't spin you like that. Like, I was so pissed. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, no, that was the flown back they tested.
Yeah.
Like, you get shot and then like you get blown out the window.
Yeah.
That was proven false.
Yeah. At worst, if you get shot like that, considering how far away he was, they were like this far away. It forced his shoulder over because he kind of leaned back a little bit to try
So
to
it
get
like
away
kind
from
of
it.
makes sense for him to spin.
Yeah,
Just
because
momentum wise.
yeah, momentum will send you into either a twist or fall, depending on how you're standing.
In this case, it was a spin.
Yep. And I've seen in other shows where the person's getting shot at that distance that they were standing away from each other. And they've gotten spun on their butt, basically, and then they collapse. And that's what happened to him. And I'm like, he tried to pull a little bit of like a Jackie Chan ninja move, but it backfired. It backfired.
Yeah. All right. Carrying on. So Sempagita goes to like try and comfort and help him, and then like he and Alex, he is so pissed and fuming, like he's a pot of water boiling over right now.
Yep. All over the stove and all over the floor at this point.
Yeah. And he goes to find another entrance. And then El Diablo gets out of his chains, and one of the goons starts filling him in on like they're still waiting on the private contractors they hired, and they had like local thugs break him out basically.
Yep, local
And
gang members,
Gets
basically.
Lola, Sempagita and Lola get Sempikita gets Lola and herself to stay with Ernesto as she's a nurse.
We come to
And
find out.
so they just go to take like so they just take Combo Kai and Lockhart, and the backup generator kicks in. So then, like, they all end up staying, or they end up having a compo stay because he's a better hostage, basically, as he's the chief.
Yeah. He's a bigger fish, basically.
Yes. So then Alex ends up finding this like grate that leads underneath the station, and I think it's a vent.
It is a vent. It's an air duct vent. We get Alex at a freaking vent.
I'm saving it. I'm saving it for later. Saving it for later.
Okay, fine.
So then, all right, go ahead.
Nope, I get it now.
Okay,
You ruined it.
sorry. So Lockhart and Kai end up getting locked in these holding cells, and Lockhart starts to panic because like the reason he's out in the field is because he wanted to like see if he had what it took, and like, and the window starts busting, like it starts cracking.
It's funny.
The water's
you
coming
can tell that. Yeah, you can tell that he's not a field agent.
He is not.
He's an office clerk.
But Alex, we see him crawling through the vent.
Army crawling.
He's army crawling through the vent, and he gets in, which looks like vent training paid off. With those hot, strange vents.
Parker. But I will say, okay, first the taser, now the vents.
First taser, now vents. Money.
What's next? Money, yeah. What's next? Freaking orange soda?
I swear to freaking God, Dean Devlin.
We see what you're
doing. Freaking hot, strange vents, man. I'm sorry. All right, moving on. Goodness. So Alex finds Lockhart and Kai, and he tries using Lockhart's belt to unlock the door. Basically, he's lock picking.
All right.
So back at the lobby, Ernesto is still like bleeding out, but Paquita's like taking care of him. And there's like this silent moment between like the three of them as she's like she looks at her hands, which are covered in Ernesto's blood.
And that shows you how much he's bleeding out.
Yeah.
And he's
but you can see the silent like I need more. Like I need more something to like soak up this blood to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, I need to like basically she was in her head. I could see it in her head. She was like, I'm thinking I need to keep more pressure.
Like she like looks at Lola, who rips part of her skirt.
Yeah, she's like, I need more cloth. And
basically is what she's saying.
Mom was like,
her grandmother.
Yeah, her grandmother just rips a big old chunk of her skirt off and hands it to her.
Gives it to Samantha to
very
put it on Ernesto's wound. But then one of the goons makes the dig.
MacGyver-esque.
It is pretty kind of MacGyver-esque. But then like one of the goons makes a dig about a compo basically being a media whore.
Well, he ain't
I'm
wrong.
sorry, a compo kind of is.
True. He's not wrong. But I've never heard worded like that before.
Hardest. I'm I'm kind of using Hardison's term in
Oh yeah.
the miracle job. Remember,
Oh right.
I'm talking about Andrew Grant. And this makes a clip like, "I owe your grandmother a new skirt."
And he had the smirk on his face.
He
He
was
was
smart.
proud of himself.
He was. Yes, him Gita shushes him and tells him he needs to like rest and he's gonna be okay. And this is like a nurse and a community organizer. What are you applying for sainthood?
And she gets
And
a
he
chuckle
gets
out
a
of that too.
yeah, they both
He
get
gets
a
a smile
chuckle
out
out
of
of
her.
it. Yeah.
That was
But
cute.
Samgita's like, there are a lot of people in this world who take, perhaps who need more willing to give. But you could see, like, she starts getting anxious. She can't stop bleeding, and she's like, "I need more bandages." And this is like, I need bandages. I need sutures. And this is like, I have a first aid kit at my desk. But and Sampaguita tells El Diablo that like she needs a first aid kit, and he says it's in his desk. And then and the compost, or not the cop, who, what was his name? What was his name? Hold on. Berto. Berto. His name's Berto. Says like he knows where his desk is, so one of the goons who we find out his name, Gigi, goes with them to like get the first aid kit. Alex is still trying to get the door open to the holding cell, but he ends up snapping the belt and letting out a "God damn it!" and throws the belt.
Well, before he did that, he fell on his butt.
He did fall on his butt.
And I want
Because
to
he's
know
pulling on it like,
so hard that it's taut, and then when it gives,
because Kai's pulling on one end, he's pulling on the other end. They got like
it's like the tension's there, and then it just gives.
I'm sorry, my mind went dirty. Ignore me.
Mine did too.
I'm tired. Okay. But anyways, the belt snaps. He throws it. And Kai's like, "You need to get the keys." Ocampo keeps the spare in his office. And just as Alex leaves to go get the keys, the window busts, letting in like a whole flood of water.
And it starts.
So time's a ticking.
Yeah. And it starts to pool at their feet a little bit, and they're standing in like this much water.
Yeah.
At first.
They're standing in a decent amount of water.
Yep. And that's relevant. Keep that in mind.
It is relevant. So Alex starts navigating the hallways, seeing the cop with the goon. Or seeing Berto with Gigi. Gigi has a gun on Berto. But he's being a dick.
Typical bad guy.
He's like shoving Berto, like having the gun at the back of his head. There was even a part where he was like growling and like chuckling menacingly, like,
There's something wrong with this dude. I don't like it.
yeah. Alex obviously realizes like he's got to help Berto. So he goes into one of the other rooms, finds some duct tape. Actually have duct tape. but I don't want to waste it because I could probably actually like show like what Alex did. But basically, he kind of like peeled the tape, folded it in half, stuck it together, and still had the roll at the bottom.
Yeah, he pulled out a section about like this long.
So that's because he like
Yeah, and then folded it over after it was folded over.
because he's like was spinning it and like
spinning it,
pulling it too.
Yeah. I have that written down. The thing with the duct tape.
I didn't realize.
He did a kind of a little bit of a spinning thing with the duct tape.
I'm gonna do a spinning thing with duct tape. But then Berto goes to his office and finds the first aid kit, and the goon sees it is indeed a first aid kit. So they go back, and Alex kind of sneaks behind, and he uses, because like they round like the corner of where the room Alex is in.
Yeah.
Gigi pushes Berto. Alex takes the tape, uses it as like a grope, pulls him back,
and basically kind of cinches up on it where it's like choking him basically.
And uses the roll to like whack him with it.
He basically
and then uses the tape to like tie him up as he's fighting.
He kicked his butt with the roll of duct tape.
Which is
very
funny.
MacGyver-esque. That's very MacGyver-esque.
Because Elliot did the same thing. In the radio job, remember? When he's taunted the goon, it's like, oh, I get it. You work on hourly. They work on hourly. You work on commission. Or whatever. And it's like, hey, get down a couple of guys in here. This might have turned out better for you. I'm just saying. But he also uses a roll of duct tape to fight the goons. And what's funny is in the audio commentary, like that was the joke. And like CK added this, like, this feels familiar, but it was cut out. Which, damn it, Dean! Why'd you let that get cut?
Yeah, and also in the Facebook Live, CK mentioned that again, and like, because with the Alma Paradise thing,
because they were like,
he said it under. It's like, yeah, I said it under my breath. It's like, this feels familiar, but didn't make the cut. And I'm like,
but didn't make the cut.
And I think I said in the comment section, damn it, Dean. And he saw it. He saw my comment and starts laughing, but doesn't say anything.
Because Dean was also saying how like, oh, like it was the stunt. Was it the stunt coordinator?
Yeah.
Somebody.
There's
telling somebody.
Yeah, it was a stunt coordinator.
He's telling the stunt coordinator about like what he was gonna have Christian do, and like it's like, and I think his name's Rodney Cook.
Mm-hmm.
I think is his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, can Christian do this? And you just like, oh, he's done it before. Just kind of like, just let him do his thing, and he'll know what to do.
Yeah, it's like just give him the material that he needs, like which is the duct tape, and he'll know what to do.
Give him the duct tape, basically. He'll know what to do.
Yeah,
and he did.
He's done it before. He did it perfectly. I love that. It was so funny, and I'm like, but the fact that he said in a previous cut, he's like, yeah, I said to myself, this feels familiar.
This feels familiar.
Cut. Oh man! But the fact that I wish they would have kept that in the actual thing.
That would have made it seem so much better.
That would have been like, okay, what about that felt familiar? And what the heck were you doing with the roll of duct tape undercover?
The cop
Quit
comes
trying to kill
in.
me.
Oh God, Cameron's gonna kill me. So then Berto comes in and helps Alex with the goon, like tying up his legs. And Alex like grabs the gun, like checks it, and it's like, okay, we need to find you a weapon, and we're gonna fight our way out. And Berto's like, no, like Ernesto needs it. Like, I have to get this back to Ernesto. Like, he got shot. Or, like, Ernesto needs this. And Alex is like, all right, go back to Ernesto. But if things get hot, get ready to like help any way you can.
Yeah, and at this point, he didn't realize that she has experience in fighting.
Well, I would say that, but like he didn't.
Yeah, the fact that she's willing to go back to help Ernesto, despite being
Alberto,
in
yeah.
danger, it's
Mhm.
smart.
Yeah, Berto.
Yeah, it's like the fact that they care so much about the cops. They're like family, basically, which is incredible.
So then they go back, and Ocampo tries taunting El Diablo. It's like, it's gonna be a while before you can leave. And he just laughs. And Berto explains Gigi's disappearance as he went to grab something to eat, which works.
True. Which the goon they actually bought,
He bought
surprisingly.
it.
Oh, what an idiot.
But then Berto comes back over and goes to Ernesto and is telling him, like, the gift shop man is here. And Ernesto kind of smiles, like, I was hoping he'd show up.
I mean, he kind of knew
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, which is freaking funny as crap.
Mm-hmm. So Alex now has the keys, puts them in his back pocket. Has them in his back pocket, which is relevant. And he hides again from another goon who is credited as Jefe. And Alex, like, he cocks the gun and he clears the hallway. Which I will admit is weird because I'm not used to Christian Kane holding a gun.
Well, there's other series and stuff that he's done that he's been a cop. And
Just
I put
like
down,
Taxi.
Yeah,
that movie
Taxi.
Taxi.
Yeah. I haven't seen
bad. Such a bad movie. I've seen it. It is so bad. Not because you're Christian.
It's just the writing.
It's the writing and everything else.
Yeah. The fact that Christian knows how to hold a gun properly was impressive. Because he held it basically like this.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he had his trigger finger on the trigger guard, not on the side of the trigger guard, basically like that. And that's how you're supposed to hold it, which was impressive.
Yeah. So Alex goes back to the holding cells and sees that Kai and Lockhart are dangerously close to running out of room. Like, they're basically floating at the top.
Yeah, they have like this much space.
Mm-hmm.
And Kai's
Alex picks off.
Yeah, Kai's grabbing onto the bars with their head.
They're both holding onto the bars, like head up,
trying to breathe.
Get whatever, yeah. And Alex goes to like take his like jacket off so he can like dive in, but then Hebe spots him. And Alex tries talking him down, and you can kind of see because he's like he's talking down, but then like he looks over, sees Kai and Lockhart are running out of room. So you can kind of see the silent like. Sorry, you can see the kind of silent. Fuck it, and he starts fighting Hebe.
Yep.
puts it down. He like holds his hands behind him as he dives in the water. And that is because the
CK didn't. The keys were in his back pocket, and
they
CK
were in
didn't
his
want
back
them to fall
pocket.
out.
Well, that and they were making too much noise.
Yep.
Which,
That the boom mic could hear it.
yeah, and that fucks up the audio. Which it did kind of look cool.
Yeah, the fact that
And
he
a
held his
slow mo
hands
dive in.
kind of like this over his back pockets as he jumps down. He had his hands interlaced like that, basically, one on top of the other,
Yeah,
holding
he
the
gets the
keys
gate.
down.
Yeah, but he gets the gate open in time, and
He helps them out,
sorry.
which is adorable.
Yeah, he gets them both out. They get up and tie up Hepe. And they're like, okay, like, there's 8 of them. And Alex is like, all right, I took care of 2 of them, so, like, there's 6 left. Basically. So, back at the lobby, El Double is getting impatient because, like, he wants his rescue team there before this window so they can prepare. But then Berto reveals to Ocampo that Gigi and Hepe are not coming back because Walker's here. And then Berto reveals that Alex told him to say it's in his office. What is in his office, you might be asking? Well, then the power cuts out. And Alex comes over a loudspeaker with that Russian accent saying, he's like, no, I killed it.
Really
And
crappy Russian accent.
yeah. And Couple's like, what the hell is he doing? And
Yeah, he's kind of surprised and mad at the
Alex is
same
like,
time.
all right, I forgot. I don't need the accent anymore. Now Diablo's like, you're a dead man. And Alex is like, didn't he already say I was a dead man? Full on sass.
He's being a brat.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm having a very bad day. So I'm making it everybody's problem. Because it's your fault.
Don't mess with me.
So now Diablo's like saying, like, where's the PA system? And he starts threatening, like, Ernesto. And then it clicks for a combo that, like, by in his office, he meant that Alex wanted him to say that the PA system's in his office.
Yep.
So combo's like it's in my office. The PA system, the backup generator, it's all controlled from my office. So El Diablo sends more goons. Sends 2 more goons to go after Gigi. Well, they go to find Gigi. Kai and Alex punch them both out. And then Lockhart puts the tape back on Gigi. So now there's 4 goons. And then back in the lobby, El Diablo reveals that the plane is waiting in a hangar, and the competitors are arguing, saying they can't take off in the plane. And El Diablo reveals the window he meant was like the eye of the storm, which is 10 miles wide, so he has about a 20-minute window of calm to leave and ride the eye. So that's the plan, basically.
Yeah, but it could backfire.
Yeah. So Alex, Kai, and Lockhart are like looking at all this through the balcony, and Alex like, all right, Lockhart, you're gonna be our sniper. Like Kai and I are gonna rush him from the ground. Lockhart's like, shouldn't we take a couple more guys out? And Alex is like, no, he's not gonna fall for that again. Because like in a combo Umberto, it will help if things get too hot. But then 4 more goons show up, a lot heavier gear.
With
And Alex
freaking
is like, we're
assault
gonna need
rifles.
yeah, and like bulletproof vests. And
Tactical gear.
so these are the private contractors. Alex is like, we're gonna need a better plan. Or a bigger plan. I have better, but like we need a bigger boat.
Yep.
Now the storm is at its worst because it's starting to tear like roofs off of buildings. Which out, and then you see that like it's like in a conference room. Alex is making a map on the whiteboard, and Kai comes in with the bomb bot, and like Lockhart's like, okay, what's this? Like, what's the plan? And Alex is like, okay, basically reveals they're going to create the illusion of a tactical advantage through a distraction, confusion, and surprise. And Alex is going to be in the vent where he can get past them and get to the door. Kai is going to be at a desk on the side waiting, and is going to be on the other side. And Alex is going to drop down from the vent using himself as bait.
The fact that he took the tactical advantage to actually draw out the map, kind of, and show what they're going to do. You can tell that at one point, I bet you he was team lead in the DEA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he has the tactical approach to what they're doing, which is really cool. But
Yeah.
damn vent.
Mm-hmm. And Alex like notices Lockhart's a bit nervous, and Alex like you okay, Hoss?
And then he's like,
Lockhart's like,
actually,
I can't
no.
do this. The guy basically tells him to nut up. And Alex ends up giving the pep talk to Lockhart, saying like the people on there are not hostages, they're human shields, and El Diablo's gonna like execute them all when they get to the plane. And like you can't make deals with guys like that. And then Kai adds like, you got another chance like at that here, so like don't waste it. But then Lockhart gets the confidence and stands up, holding the machine gun, pointing it at Alex. And he like lifts up the machine gun, but it's pointing right at Alex, and he just like moves the barrel.
Yeah, he does one of these. Side
Or
swipe.
giving him look like, seriously.
It's like, watch where you're pointing that damn thing.
And then Lockhart quotes, once more onto the breach. And Alex is like, hey, no Shakespeare. Which I wonder if that's a bit of a literary reference, because Jake being like a literary,
Actually, yeah,
like
it
being
was.
the litter.
Yeah.
But the quote, I had to look this up, is from Shakespeare's Henry V, Act 3, Scene 1, and it's lines 1 through 5. And it's this monologue where King Henry is like motivating his troops to launch a continuous assault on the gaps in the city walls by saying words. And I actually have it pulled up.
I recognized it. I'm like, because I read that, one of those sonnets, that exact one, that monologue in high school.
Yeah. So here's once. So this is the excerpt, like the full excerpt. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more, or close the wall up with our English dead. In peace there's nothing, so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of a tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard favored rage, that lend the eye a terrible aspect, that pry through the portage of the head, like the brass cannon, let the brow overwhelm it, as fearfully as doth a gallant rock, overhang and dready his confounded base, swolled with the wild and wasteful ocean. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostrils wide, hold hard the breath and bend up every spirit to his full height on the noblest English, whose blood is fetched from fathers of war proof, fathers that, like so many Alexanders, have in these parts from morn till even fought and sheathed their sword for lack of argument. Dishonor not your mothers now attest that those whom you call who called fathers did beget you. Copy now to men of grosser blood and teach them how to war. And you, good yeomen, whose limbs were made in England, show us here the middle of your pasture. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not, for there is none of you so mean and base, that house not noble luster in your eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot, follow your spirit, and upon his charge cry God for Harry, England, and St. George. Which keep this in mind, because the more I was thinking about it after seeing this, I was like, this is kind of what's about to happen in a way. And it's kind of is like with Alex, like summon everything you have. All right, I'll get more into that in a bit.
Basically, it's like mentally prepare, physically prepare yourself for
Yeah,
what's about to happen.
yeah.
But
And
I love the fact that he goes like, no, you're not doing that.
no Shakespeare. Which fun fact about me, I hate Shakespeare.
I don't like Shakespeare very much.
I have a hatred of Shakespeare, and that is because I was in a production of Romeo and Juliet that was basically hell, and that kind of ruined how I viewed theater forever
Yeah,
because it just sucked.
the only sonnet, well, the only play that I liked was Hamlet. That was it.
Mhm.
Because when we watched the movie after we read the play, it had David Tennant in it, and that made it even better.
Yeah.
It was
Mhm.
freaking awesome. And
Yeah,
I did
I
a
hate Shakespeare.
poster. Yeah, I did a poster of it comparing the book to the movie, the written play to the actual play itself, and my teacher kept that as future examples for her future
That's
class.
neat.
Yeah, but I had like little clip art cutouts from magazines and stuff, and like
Mhm.
handwritten post-it notes and all of that. And it was so much fun.
So yeah, I hate Shakespeare because of that
I'm
reason.
more of like a Fahrenheit 451 dystopian novel type person,
And,
and like Huck Finn and all of that. Those are more my thing. But sonnet
I'm
stuff, it's
I'm a
just
Dan
boring.
Brown fan.
Yeah, it's like
I'm a
for
Dan
me.
Brown, like the mystery,
Yeah. Um,
The Jack Reacher books by Lee
yeah,
Child.
I have a couple of those.
I
But
do
yeah,
too. I have all the Robert Landon book series.
yeah, the just Shakespeare is just like the language and stuff was really hard for me to understand in high school, but
Well,
it was a necessary evil for us to
mhm.
read that. Um, but yeah, Of
It
Mice and
wasn't
Men
even
is
that it
one of
was
my
the
favorites.
language. It was just because when I did Romeo and Juliet, our director made us like he basically did a Shakespeare workshop for us, and that sucked because the way she had done it was not like very. One, it wasn't entertaining, and two, it felt unnecessary. Like, because like, in my head, as long as you get like the general gist of like what like it like what the translation is, and so you know how to act a scene out. That's it. Like you don't need to like translate everything, and you don't need to like like you don't need to like rhythm out every single freaking word. Like reading, like you read Shakespeare, you will find it has a natural rhythm to it because that's what it's
Yeah.
designed to do.
Yeah, like the rhyme
It's
pattern is a
written.
rhythm. Yeah, it's a rhythm. It's basically a spoken
Like you
song.
probably caught the rhythm when I was saying the
Hmm.
months onto the breach monologue, how I
Yeah,
was getting into that rhythm.
it's basically like I said, it's a spoken song. Basically, is what it is,
Basically,
and
it.
that's what his writings are. They're sonnets.
Mhm.
They're songs that are
But it was just the
spoken.
way my director had gone about it. It was annoying. And also, she tried adding things that I wasn't comfortable with, and I had to like be on stage as like one of the like because I was Paris's page. So basically, I was like had to watch Paris die. Then I was backstage as freaking they had Romeo curb stomp Paris, and they had bubble wrap on the stage, which is what he really slammed onto. So I'm wincing the whole time backstage, listening to like this, and then I had to like go back on stage and act like I just saw like my boss essentially head bashed.
Yeah, it's like
Then I was stuck cleaning up all the prop blood,
no,
which sucked.
that's not cool. That's technically for like the PAs and stuff.
Stage managers. I
Yeah, the
know.
stage managers. Yeah.
I don't actually recall there being stage managers in that production.
Well, there should have been because
I don't
even with
recall there being stage managers. I was the one that had to clean up all the prop blood.
that's not cool.
And they also had actual alcohol on stage the one day because they didn't have any prop or any like fake alcohol.
You could have
So
went out
they
and bought
used
grape
real
juice.
I don't know. I don't exactly remember what like why they didn't just buy some freaking sparkling cider from Martin's or from a grocery store because it was literally like not far away at all. And there's a
It's
freaking
crazy.
gas station that was right across from the theater. So like
They could have ran over and gotten like a Gatorade or something
something that could have been improvised as like some kind of spirit
instead of
because it was
actual liquid
supposed to be like
stuff.
champagne because it was for like the masquerade
Yeah, I know
for
what scene you're
the
talking about.
masquerade scene. Yeah.
Um,
So it was supposed to be like champagne, and we had it. It was like a fall, like Halloween party kind of thing, like a masquerade ball kind of thing. And yeah, they had actual alcohol on stage, which meant I got handed a glass but could not drink it. So I was basically just holding a glass of something I couldn't drink, which not made me feel awkward because I was like, Like I couldn't do anything with it. So it was like a useless prop.
It's funny.
And yeah, and then I'd wear this freaking ugly brown lip gloss, which was sticky as hell. That smeared when I took it off, and I only had like 2 minutes to freaking change in between scenes, including taking off that lipstick, which sucked. So yeah, I hated that production, and I'm never doing Shakespeare again. So yeah. So
Yeah, my favorite thing when we were actually studying the whole, for me, my favorite part of studying Shakespeare was getting to do the Shakespearean insults. We
yeah.
came up with the weirdest thing, like the weirdest insults, and I tried to say mine out loud. I had it written on a postcard. I couldn't get through it. I was trying to say it out loud to my teacher of all people, and I was practically on the floor laughing so hard I couldn't do it.
Oh my
I couldn't do
god.
it. So I'm like, here, just read it. I can't. And she read it out loud, and I was dying on the floor laughing.
It's there's this like so then like Lockhart leaves, takes another like puff of his inhaler, but then Alex is just like shaking his head. So they get in positions. Alex is in the vents, which vent practice paid off. And you can see that like some Paquita's getting nervous because they're like knowing like they're gonna kill them. And it's like, if today is my last day, I'm grateful to have spent it with you. Ernesto, my guy.
Flirting as you're dying, like you're bleeding out. The hell?
And so Paquita's like, I don't want to die, Ernesto. And Ernesto's like, that's not, I'm not gonna let that happen. And then he takes his glasses off. So you know shit's about to go down.
Yep, I wrote that. And I'm like, he takes his damn glasses off, and it's like, oh, shit's about to go down.
Yep, shit's about to go down. And down it does. So then like El Diablo gives the order to like move in to kill the hostages. But then there's like a rumbling in the vents. Like something's in the vents, so like all the goons like fire. But then it's the bomb bot, and you can see this like,
The robot
come
got killed.
on. You can see
They
it's like,
killed the
oh
robot.
come on. They did. But then like Lockhart goes ahead of the plan. And then Kai goes in too, and now it's like, God damn, not yet. So being the dramatic motherfucker he is, drops down, rolls, and takes Diablo hostage. That is like, and he's like, "What's up, Vise?" And it's like tell your guys to like drop their guns. And he has the gun on El Diablo. El Diablo is like, stop shooting, hold your fire. And Alex is like, that's not what I said. I said, drop your weapons right now. He is so pissed and so done. And like they do, and Lockhart and Kai get up, but then like another goon takes Sampagita hostage. So gun goes up, guns go on him. They'll taunt Alex. Looks like it's time to play. Let's make a deal, huh? Then turns the hostages, and Alex is like tell your guy, tell your guy to put this gun down. I was like, or what? You can execute me. And Alex is like, don't test me, man. Don't test me, not today. Like, he is literally like half a step away from murder.
Yep. This close.
Poor boy's going through it this episode.
I know. Poor baby. Bad for him. He just
Yeah.
needs a hug.
He
He needs a
does.
hug.
And a vacation.
True. But where will he go?
Sure, he is kind of broke. But then El Diablo like says that she'll die and like her blood's on Alex's hands. Alex then like finally like takes his gun off El Diablo and puts it down. And then the goon starts like taunting how like, do you really think you can defeat the great El Diablo? But then you see he gets shot. Like you can see like his chest felt like he got shot. He goes down. Then you see freaking Ernesto come up, revolver in hand, pale, glasses off.
And that's
Then
as soon as he took his glasses off, you knew she was about to go down.
yeah, then it's a brawl. Like, everyone's fighting. Even like Campo gets in on the action.
He shoots the guy in the hand.
He like I thought he kicked him in the hand or something.
Nope, it shot him in the hand, right through the palm.
Oh my god!
It's pretty damn accurate.
So it's a brawl. Everyone's fighting. And they're all like holding their own. But then Sampaguita grabs one of the machine guns, freaking starts yelling, firing up in
One
the
of
air.
these.
And then it like points it at the goons and are like it's done. And then like El Diablo gets up because like Alex had got him on the ground. He's yelling like at the goons like kill them all. And Alex just like punches him like shut the fuck up. Like sit down, boy.
It's like, shut your damn pie hole.
Like sit your ass back down. No one talking to you.
Yep.
And then a combo sorry, then a combo comes over and is like, "You're good with that." So he does like, "I learned how to be a nurse in the army." And a combo like slowly takes the gun away from her.
Yeah, he's like, okay then.
Damn.
Give me that.
Yeah, like I'll take that. Thank you. And Alex like comes to check it on Nesto and is like, "Hey, wait a minute, you had a gun this whole time?" And Nesto's like, "Well." And then we get a flashback to Berto getting the first aid kit from the desk, and which was an actual first aid kit, but underneath it has a hidden compartment that carried the revolver. And Ernesto like reveals it to Sambuquita like when it's time. Like
And then he goes like,
yeah.
he says, quiet, don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And she smiled at him when he did that.
And so then it's back. Ernesto puts the glasses back on, saying it was a team effort. And Alex is impressed, and Ernesto gets a hug from Sambuquita. So since the storm's done, everyone is out of the police station cleaning up. El Diablo is getting taken to the prisoner transport. All the goons are being arrested too.
Yep.
And Ernesto talks with Sambuquita about saving each other's lives. Ernesto's like, I was the one who firing off an automatic weapon. He was like, it was fun.
He was flirting with her.
He was. And Ernesto agrees to volunteer at the community center, and you could kind of see Alex and Kai are looking at like, oh,
He's got a crush.
yeah, like they're both like mentally taking notes to give
See him
shit
later. Yep.
to give Ernesto shit later. And then Lockhart assures Alex that El Diablo's. Oh, sorry, keep yawning. And then Lockhart assures Alex El Diablo's gonna surveil time. And Alex is like, you're alright. Just don't get addicted to the action. Like it doesn't suit you. Then Lockhart kind of like asks Alex to come back, like, oh, like no, like they need guys like me at the office, but they need guys like you out in the field. No, it's like now I'm trying to avoid this kind of stuff. Alex is like, there is no try, or Lockhart's like, there is no trying, only do, and it's like, Alex,
Seriously.
Alex is like, you wanna really? That's what you're going with?
Yep.
Which
I put
Alex
down.
is a secret nerd.
I know. He understood that reference. And I put down in quotation marks, really? A geeky reference?
Yeah. Then Lockhart and Kai say their goodbyes. And Kai makes a comment to Alex about like being over, about the storm being over, and everything's back to normal. Then Alex like has his oh shit moment because he forgot about his gift shop. So he gets to leave. He's like, shit, the gift shop. Goes to leave, then he comes back and it's like I really need a ride, man. Like, I really need a ride. And Kai's like, come on. And she gives him a ride back to the gift shop. So it's twice in one episode we get Alex asking for a ride.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get to that last one. So they go back to the gift shop. And it's
perfectly
okay.
fine. It's safe.
It's all stocked up. It's getting cleaned up.
And there's only like
Corey's
minor
there and you can
damage.
see, yeah, but you can see that like Alex is both like shocked and relieved. And Corey's like, not worried. Like this shack's been here for 40 years. Like
This storm, no problem. And I'm like,
typhoon.
really, Corey?
Yes,
Really?
typhoon. Like typhoon, no bother. It's old shack. And Alex is still like shocked, and he's like, I thought I lost everything. And then Corey's like, Alex, Pamika, Pamilika, family, impossible to lose everything.
That was cute.
It was cute. And Alex is like, he's like shocked at this gesture that like, like this gesture of kindness. It's like, you did this for me? Corey's like, of course. Weren't you listening? Besides, you paid me on time for once. It's the least I can do.
That was cute.
But then Alex like hugs Corey.
And she's
Corey.
like, get off of me, you crazy man.
Because he's so happy to like that he has his gift shop and it's okay. And she pushes him back and slaps him. He's just like, okay.
Okay. The actress who plays Corey had way too much fun with that.
She did. Alex like, I'm sorry. I'm just
she
really happy right now.
Yeah, she even said in the Facebook Live that, yeah, I enjoyed that way too much.
Huh.
And Christian goes, I did too. The banter back and forth.
And then Corey's like, you crazy man, I didn't hear for us. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just really happy right now. Of course, like, you don't need to make it a big deal, you stupid man. Just leaves.
Then she walks off.
Then you see a shattered snow globe. And that's the end of the episode. So I do have some final notes, but so the note of Alex's water never going off, and they say in the Facebook Live that it's because Alex is in his element in the chaos, which kind of goes with my idea. How I kind of said this in the first episode, how Alex needs that adrenaline because he spent so long in that adrenaline and in
Yeah,
that
his
heightened
body's
sense
yeah,
of adrenaline and
his body's addicted to the adrenaline.
instability. Like he spent so long in that like constant heightened state that it literally, like, this is actual, you can Google this, but there are actual scientific studies, I believe, that show that PTSD quite literally like rewires the brain.
It's proven. It's a
Yeah.
They did a psychological study,
Yeah.
and
And
I find
that,
a example of this in real life was the Stanford prison experiment.
yeah.
Those students had PTSD.
Yeah.
After what they went through.
Mhm.
And there was one, whenever he heard shouting or anything like that, he would flinch.
Yeah.
And break down.
But
PTSD physically rewires your brain.
it does.
And it takes
Even
time for
like,
that wound to heal.
yeah. And it never fully heals because your brain gets permanently rewired.
Yeah, it
So
takes
quite
time
literally,
to fix it a
yeah,
little
so
bit.
quite
But
literally, Alex literally cannot calm down.
as much as he tries, he can't.
As much as he can't, as much as he wants to, as much as he tries, he could control his heart rate. He could control
But
his
the
blood
stress is
pressure.
the stress is still there.
He could do his
He can't avoid it.
meditation. He could do his meditations, but he quite literally is physically unable to get out of that heightened state.
Yeah, that's where he thrives. That's where he's the most
And
calm.
his brain's been literally rewired to where he needs the chaos to function.
He spent like what, 3 decades undercover?
Probably
Just
maybe
about 2 decades and a half undercover.
2.5, maybe
Yeah,
3, somewhere longer.
2.5 decades undercover.
Mm-hmm.
20 some years undercover. His brain's completely different.
In a constant heightened state of instability and insecurity and
what he says
adrenaline.
in the beginning of what he says in the beginning of each episode. He came to the Philippines to reduce stress, relax, and recoup. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah. Because that's why he literally came to the Philippines, because he wanted to like he wanted to try and calm down
and get away from everything
and get away, but he is quite literally physically unable to.
Yep.
Not only because he keeps getting pushed into these situations,
yep,
but he quite needs the chaos because he literally cannot function without it.
Yep.
And he gets more anxious doing everyday mundane tasks than doing high adrenaline fueled stuff.
Yep.
Because Alex said in the second episode, he tells the doctor like it's normal life that stresses me out. Like when I'm on a case, I'm calm, but it's like normal life that stresses me out. Like he was stressing out about like his bills and like getting the water shut off at his place. Which there is something to be said about. I mean, maybe not to this scale, but like I've even seen like when I am like constantly doing something or like I have a lot going on, I find myself being much more calmer and being able to manage it than not being able to do anything or just not doing something.
Exactly. I'm the same way.
Which I'm like trying to like recognize when I need to like take a day and when I need to like calm down. But it's just interesting to think about. All right, my next note. I want to see Sampiquita and Ernesto in season 2 because they were adorable.
I know. Yeah, I've got a couple of notes from the Facebook Live I want to go through. One, Sam looked so cute.
She
She was
did.
when she popped in, and CK's reaction to her popping in was so adorable. It was like a big brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then when CK got the fight question, that was me. I asked that question, and I fangirled so hard when he answered it. I was like, "No way!" He read my question. He answered it twice now. But yeah, I asked the fight question. I was like, "What was your favorite fight?" or something like that. Was what the question was. And when he answered it, he's like, "Oh, this one. This was my top 5
Yeah.
fights." And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Cool."
Yeah.
And then freaking glasses on CK when in the
Yeah.
Facebook Live.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I mentioned the duct tape fight, and I'm like, that feels familiar.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then I put in the notes, first you pulled a Parker with a stun gun, and now the duct tape. What the hell?
In the
I
last
actually
picking.
yeah, and I commented that. I was like, first you pull a Parker with the stun gun, now duct tape. What the hell?
I freaking love that when he
And
like
and
rammed
yeah,
the
yeah,
taser into like the big guy's chest.
How are you?
tired.
Goodness.
How you feel?
And Ernesto's like
I'm okay.
You feel good?
Ernesto's like, what was that for?
How's me
You
feel?
know, it's like
Stop throwing candy at me.
You said about you being sick.
You feel bad for me?
oh, that's awesome.
I got candy
Ernesto's
thrown
like,
at
what
me.
was that? What was that one for? And I was like, that was for Bayani. And then he like tases them again. And this is like, what was that for? And I was like, because okay, Parker.
Put down the taser.
Okay, the next note I want to say is just poor Alex, man. He really went through it this episode.
Poor buddy.
Like,
He needs a break.
yeah, like
Or a
his
hug.
prisoners got to be transferred to the State Department. He's about to lose his gift shop in this storm, or so he thinks. He can't get a ride. His friends are held hostage and shot in a police station. Like, he went through it this episode.
That poor boy.
This is actually supposed to be a bottle episode. But Kerry was saying how like, I think it was Kerry was saying how like it was supposed to start out as a bottle episode, but Dean kept like adding stuff to the point where it could like not be a bottle episode anymore. So it just never became a bottle episode. But this episode What's interesting about this episode is it kind of almost happens in real time.
Pretty much.
Like, basically from the point the hostages take over the police, or the, sorry, El Diablo takes over the police station, it kind of is like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it's almost systematic in how quick that chain reaction happens.
Yeah. And in almost real time. Like,
Yeah. Kind of like how it would happen in real life.
a bit, yeah, like,
But it slowed down just a smidge.
did. And also, they shot this over Christmas, and
Yeah, it
apparently
was
had
almost-
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was almost like they had to. You could, in my mind, I was coughing it up to the fact that the bad guys had to think what they were going to do next. They weren't prepared
Yeah, like
for
they
what they were
had
going to do.
to.
They
Because
had no
everything
plan.
was constantly changing, they had to like constantly create new plans.
Yep. So the slowness of it was proving that.
Also, this was shot over Christmas, and they had fun shooting it, I guess. And literally, Dean Devlin and Fred Corey, the music director, composer for this episode, or for the series, is literally Dean asking, or like the band Dean was in, asking if Fred wanted to be their Ringo. And they started performing together because Dean was in a Beatles tribute band. And
That's
Fred
hilarious.
Corey is the guitarist for the band Cinderella.
Freaking Cinderella, man. Oh,
And
love
he
that
also
band.
played with Guns N' Roses too,
awesome.
which that is my mom's favorite band.
I actually got into Guns N' Roses because of my dad. I have their greatest hits
My
album.
mom, well, see, growing up, my dad listened to country and 80s rock. And my mom also listened to like Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, and Nickelback.
Nickelback sucks.
And I was literally like listening to like Something in Your Mouth by Nickelback when I was way too young to understand what that song is about. And also Animal. I was listening to that song when I was younger. I shouldn't have been. And also
But yeah,
crap.
the fact that
What's the name of the song?
I have to tell this little thing.
Okay, you say it
I-
while I'm trying to think of the name of the song.
I tweeted Fred Curry about the music for the fight scenes that he does. He does the composing for that. I'm like, it's badass. I'm also a fan of Cinderella. He liked my tweet several times, and I was like, "Are you trying to kill me?" And then he liked that too because I tagged him, and I'm like, "Dude, just stop trying to kill me." And then he liked that one, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"You are going to like have me pass out one day." But yeah, that was freaking hilarious when he did that.
Okay, I got the name of the song I was thinking of. Shaking Hands by Nickelback.
Cool.
Also, I'm Rockstar. Like, Nickelback. I grew up on Nickelback. Which I should not have been listening to. Nickelback.
Freaking Rockstar.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. That's how I got my taste in music. And Dean Devlin.
But yeah, I have the tweet right here that he liked.
And Dean Devlin and John Story, who is Lockhart, also met in high school, and Dean Devlin ran the drama class. So Dean Devlin is a theater nerd.
He's a theater geek, and I love it.
I do too, because I am one too. And as I said at the beginning of this episode, this marks the halfway point of the season. And apparently, Dean Devlin did the voice for the desk sergeant, like the voiceover,
Oh yeah, he did
because
the
they
ADR
couldn't get
stuff.
the actor. Because, like, what happened essentially, because, like, they shot everything, but it was like just as they were wrapping up shooting everything, the lockdown, the first lockdown was going to go into effect, which
Yes,
meant no one was coming like in and out of the country. Basically, like you had until this date to get out of the country, or you were kind of
Yep.
going to be stuck there.
And
So
they
had to
barely made it out.
Yeah, they barely made it out, and I think some people did end up staying behind until everything like opened up enough where they could like get back, or because like I said that the director for this episode is from Serbia, so it was literally like they were all like emailing clips, and they were doing like they're heading into their closets to record ADR for stuff, and like just emailing bits back to each other and then like putting it together because they didn't get a chance. Normally this all would have been done in the office in Los Angeles, but they weren't allowed in their office, so they couldn't get everybody together to like do all that stuff, so they had to like email everything.
Yeah. I've had several times where friends liked my tweets and stuff along with Dean, and it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so that's the end of my notes. Do you have any final thoughts on this episode?
Just the fact that it was another really awesome kick.
It was a really
action-packed
awesome episode. Yeah, I think this is
I
one of
loved
the
it.
more action-packed ones of the season, besides the finale. Because the finale kind of goes balls to the wall a bit.
It goes insane.
It goes insane. I can't wait to talk about that episode. But yeah, I really like this episode because of the action and how fast paced it was, because it was like it kept your attention in. And it also like made me feel bad for Alex because
True.
he like cannot catch a break. But also, yeah, so just thought Christian did a good job on this episode, and so did Samantha, and even Art. Like Art got to shine this episode, and I must say, Christian Kane has some competition. I'm sorry, like he will, like Christian Kane will always have my heart, but and as to this episode, I was like, well, damn, he got game. Yeah, would it work on me? Maybe. Who knows? But I just thought this was a very good episode.
Yep.
So
2 thumbs up for me.
yes, 2 thumbs up. Yeah. So I'm going to start wrapping this up here. So I would like to thank our parent company, nafco.org, our electrical consultants, westpasystems.com. You can see my other content and sort of learn more about me at kayleesantel.com, kayleesantelacting.com, sorry. You can follow me on Twitter at MissMovieFan_67. You can also follow me on TikTok at MovieFan_67. You can follow Alex on Instagram at AlexCooper7241. You can follow Alex on Twitter at AlexThe_Alleycat. And you can also follow her on TikTok at AlexTheAlleycat. I had a lot of fun.
This was fun.
It was. So the next podcast episode we will be doing, it is going to be the Leverage Season 1 episode Shush. 7. The Wedding Job.
Well, looking up
Hey.
7.
Hey. Okay. So the next or the next podcast episode is you're going to be talking Leverage Season 1, Episode 7, The Wedding Job, which is going to be fun. But next Almost Paradise episode is Season 1, Episode 6, Rise of the Kalange, which is a very Kai-centric episode.
Yep.
And I can't wait to do that one.
It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting. And I just realized, so I have an Almost Paradise fan fiction called Finding Paradise. It is on AO3, which is linked on my website. But in my AO3 is this movie. But it's kind of interesting how I did my interpretation of this episode. Because I essentially had my character of it was mainly the ending that was like the big deal, because like that was when they like both could like confess that they love each other, and it's fun. But yeah, so and yeah, that is everything for this episode. See y'all next time. Have a good night. And thank you for watching.